Yo, what's up? It's the TheKidCAB, man. It's your favorite artist podcast. What's up? It's the TheKidCAB. Welcome to your favorite artist podcast, the home of music, business, entertainment, and artist development. I just want to introduce everybody to the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm the TheKidCAB. I'm your host and creator. I started this podcast up because I just want to bring something different to the table. There's a lot of artists out there that need help. There's a lot of things that need to be talked about, and just different things that need light shined on. So I created this little podcast here for everybody. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be giving all kinds of game out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let people pick my brain a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure people will be cool with that. Um, but yeah, man, my plan is, just to build a platform to where, I could, express my view on the music business, but also put my efforts and my energy towards artist development too. You know what I mean? And teaching artists about the music industry, teaching them about music business. You know what I mean? Teaching them about entertainment, while at the same time, putting them on to what's going on in the music industry and the music business and everything like that. So because they all kind of tie into the two. You know what I mean? So, that's why I created the podcast. I named it Your Favorite Artist Podcast because, I wanted to be, if you're an artist, I want it to be your favorite podcast. I want you to tune in because, I'm giving you some good information that's going to help your career or help you push your artist if you're a manager, or help you, just help you build. If you're an event planner, we'll talk about that stuff. We'll talk about a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? Anything that has to do with the music business, I'm pretty sure I'm going to touch on it, you know what I mean? We're going to take everybody's questions. We're going to take everybody's, topics. We're taking everything. So, you can just email me. We'll get into my social media. The social media is at TheKidCAB, as you can see right here, at TheKidCAB. But we also have the Favorite Artist Show on Instagram. So at the Favorite Artist Show, then at TheKidCAB. But yeah, man, I just want to welcome everybody, man. It's something new for me, you know what I mean? But but I'll give you a little bit of my background. I'm an artist. I'm a graphic designer, videographer. Uh, I like to call myself an artist developer. As I grew and as I've been in the industry, I've learned different things, and I study it real deep. So I've been able to help a lot of artists here and there. Definitely an entertainer. So I've been looking a lot into the music business, and I've done a lot of research, and I've also applied it. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of different accounts and a lot of different third party businesses that I work with as far as my music goes. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit about me. I need a trap froze. I keep this trap close. You know my heart cold. You can catch me on the corner. Posting like Chavo. I let a pack go. Trapping like narcos. I give them trap songs. Call me the trap ghost. I love the trap code. Trapping like Castro. I keep this trap close. Really no cap though. Please don't make me let the strap go. I'ma lead a trap.
I really came up from nothing. Remember the nights I was jugging. Man, I turned to something. Man, y'all niggas be frontin'. Old me, then the 40 is dumping. Man, that's the end of the discussion. It matter I'm stuntin'. Mad cause my trap be bumping. Mad cause my songs be bumping.
Welcome back to your favorite artist podcast. You already know. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the our first theme for our first podcast. You know what I mean? Our first theme is identity. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to start there because we're gonna start from like ground zero as far as being an artist. You know what I mean? And identity is where we're gonna start. You know what I mean? So what I want to speak on is like I just want to if you're a new artist, or if you even if you're an artist that already has a name, or if you're like I said, if you're a new artist and you haven't came up with a name yet, what I'm saying, this I hope this will help you. So basically, when I talk about identity, I want to speak on like what you should do when it comes to um, creating a rap name. You know what I mean? So uh, I'll give you I'll give you a couple examples of how I came up with my rap name, but then I'm also give you examples of how you should come up with yours. All right, so originally how I came up with my rap name was um, I was young, you know what I mean, and a lot of my rap names that I came up with didn't fit my identity. They didn't have anything to do with my what I foreseen in the future for myself or anything like that. You know what I mean? I was young and we all go through that phase, you know what I mean? You might be young and you might be going through that phase. Your name might be Little Mountain Dew Bottle. It could be anything, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so but when it comes to identity, you want to make sure that your name matches your identity. Whatever you want to give off to your fans, whatever you want to give off to your consumers, your clientele, whatever you want to give off to your, whoever's investing into you, whoever you plan on getting endorsements from, whatever, however you feel like marketing yourself. That's how you should think about that when it comes to naming yourself. Um, but that I feel like that's number two though. You know what I mean? Actually, I dove right in, and I just skipped right to number two because number one is even more important than what number one is. What does the name mean to you? You know what I mean? Because when it comes to identity, you want your rap name to mean something. You know what I mean? Um, you want it to mean something. So that's where it starts. So so number one, when you go to make your rap name, you wanna think about, okay, what does this rap name mean to me, and how what in the rap name that I pick, how is the world, how are my fans, how are my consumers, when I market myself, how are they gonna see that name? You know what I mean? And that has to go down to your identity. You know what I mean? Um, so I basically wanna make it clear that when you go to pick your rap name, make sure that it has something to do with you, so that when you're going around, it's like when people are calling your name, you could be proud of it. You know what I mean? You don't mind people calling you it all the time. Um, just something that's longevity. When you're 20 years old, people are calling you this name, and then when you're 40 years old, people are calling you this name, and there's like there's there's no what should I say? There's no time limit or age limit on your name. You know what I mean? So some people have made it past. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is I'm just saying that when you pick your name, to just make sure that it's something that you're proud of, that when you're 70 years old, you look back like, all right, yeah, people still call you that name and you're proud of it. You know what I mean? And I say that to say I'm gonna give you my example of how I picked my rap name. All right, so like I said, I had so many rap names when I was growing up. You know what I mean? I had like so many. You know what I mean? Um, so the first rap name I ever had, well, the first rap name I was ever given was Hollow, and shout out to Hemza. You know what I mean? From out in Westchester, Pennsylvania. He gave me my first rap name, and it was Hollow, and it was because my voice was hollow. You know what I mean? I was like probably like 10 years old, maybe 11 years old. But I had like a little hollow voice, so they was calling me Hollow. You know what I mean? I was rapping in school, writing raps and all that. But as I got older, I realized that I wanted to change my rap name, and I wanted to make it something that stuck more with me. It made more sense to me, and so I came up with the Kid CAB. And what the Kid CAB is my initials, which is CAB is my initials. I was gonna give you my government, but yeah, CAB is my initials. And where I got the kid from, I got the kid from 50 Cent. Back in the day, I used to listen to a lot of 50 Cent mixtapes, and he would be like, "Yo, what's up? It's the kid 50 Cent." You know what I mean? And he was like a big influence when it came to me as far as an entrepreneur, as far as an artist, as far as songwriting. You know what I mean? 50 was a big influence. So I just, I flipped that into, "Hey, what's up? It's the kid CAB." You know what I mean? And then when I wrote it out, when I first wrote it out on the Instagram and like Facebook and all that stuff, people would just call me Cab. They would think, "Oh, the Kid Cab," and then they would take the off and it would just be Kid Cab, Kid Cab. And then after a while, I was just like, all right, whatever, you know what I mean? The Kid Cab, you know what I mean? You can call me the Kid Cab. But originally, how it's supposed to be pronounced is the Kid CAB. All right, but so that was just to give you a little bit on how I picked my rap name and what it means to me. And the reason why I picked it was because the Kid CAB is my initials, which is my actual name. So when every time somebody says, "Hey, it's the Kid CAB," or they're saying it's the Kid Cab, it's like they're saying it's the Kid CAB, which is the Kid Curtis, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So something that's gonna stick with me forever. I'm not gonna get tired of it. It defines me. You know what I mean? And people can get to know me through that name alone. You know what I mean? So just keep that in consideration when you go to create your rap name. And I want to go back and speak on what I said before, as far as like sometimes people have rap names that might not you might not consider it to be you might not consider it to have longevity, but it does. And I'm gonna give you an example, like Lil Wayne. All right, Lil Wayne, he had that name since he was who knows when, maybe a kid. As he grow older, he's not Lil no more, cause Lil mean little. You know what I mean? As a youngin. So, but even though he's not young anymore, the name still surpassed that, and he's like in his 30s, 40s, they still Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? And it worked. You know what I mean? And it works. So it doesn't. You don't always have to break it down to a T like that. Me personally, that's just my personal opinion on when it comes to creating your rap name. So yeah, you already know, everybody, man. That was a little bit on identity when it comes to the music business, when it comes to creating an artist name, when it comes to creating an identity for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I want to welcome everybody to the first Your Favorite Artist podcast. You know what I'm saying?